Are you struggling to build your reach and your reputation as that industry thought leader with your podcast, let alone be able to nurture listeners into leads and inquiries and ultimately paying customers? Well, stick around because today I want to share podcasting mistake number 5, which is part of the 7 podcasting mistakes series for thought leaders. Hi, I'm Annemarie, known as the Podcasting Queen. I help change makers and aspiring thought leaders who feel like the world's best kept secret go from invisible to influential and profitable with their Thought Leader podcast. So today I want to share what podcasting mistake number 5 is, and that is having off-brand podcast creators. Now, yes, your podcast creatives include the graphic, but I want to spend some time today on your selection of music, particularly for your intro, your outro, and if you're going to incorporate any sound effects or music within your podcast episode. Every single piece of creative needs to speak your brand, needs to create an experience that is intentional and that you want your listeners to feel when they're listening to your podcast. And I've listened to a few podcasts whose introduction music was so slow and boring it almost put me to sleep. And then I've had some podcast music that I've listened to that was so loud that it almost busted my eardrums, and it certainly wasn't something that really uplifted me. So not only does it need to speak your brand, but align, resonate with your ideal client as well. So think of 3 words that you want to create that experience. What experience? For me, I'm all about fun, being dynamic, and I'm all about being confident. So have a listen to the music that we've selected and let me know what you think.
Welcome to Industry Thought Leader Podcast. Stand out, be heard, influence. Want to influence real change with your message while become known as an authority in your field? Industry Thought Leader Podcast will show you how. Now, over to your host, Annemarie.
So what did you think? Did that exude fun? Did that exude confidence? Did that exude being dynamic when you listened to it? I certainly hope so. And I know for those people who have listened or who have come on the show, they certainly were bopping as well when they heard that particular intro piece. So again, you need to create that experience, that intentional experience, so that when people listen to that introduction, they're not turned off, but rather their attention has been captured, and it really sets you up for an awesome rest of the show. So make sure your podcast music is on brand. It creates that unique and intentional experience that you want for your listeners, and who ultimately, through ongoing nurturing, that building of know, like, and trust, will then become leads, inquirers, and ultimately paying customers. Now, if you want to know how you can go from invisible to influential and be seen as that industry thought leader, but you're stuck and you don't know how, go ahead and access my free podcast series over at annemarie.com/podcast series. That's annemarie.com/podcast series. I look forward to sharing the next podcasting mistake with you.